Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. The Ministry of Public Works on Tuesday awarded some $2.6 billion in contracts for road and water transportation development. At the contract signing ceremony held at the ministry's Kingston office, Minister Bishop Juan Edgell gave a breakdown of the funds being spent.
This afternoon's contract signing will see us signing a total of $2,687,353,700 worth of contracts. And these contracts will be in the various sectors as it relates to various programs. Miscellaneous roads, which are our community roads, we'll be signing in this phase $1,163,692,208. In our urban roads program, which are roads that are done within the townships, $562,297,396. In the Demerara Harbor Bridge, where we have ongoing work, we are signing a contract for $320,383,632 for 24 regular pontoons and 4 large pontoons. In the Transport and Harbors Department, we're signing a total of $457,900,561, and that will be for the acquisition of spares as well as the docking of the MV Sabanto and the NV Kanawan, better known as the Chinese ferries.
Meanwhile, Minister within the ministry, Deodat Indar, noted that government has constructed a number of roads since taking office in August 2020, with several others slated for this year.
This budget for public works this year for this miscellaneous and urban roads program is $15.2 billion. It's the biggest we have ever had. A number of roads are going to be constructed. Some of them going to be signed today, but much more. This is only a small part of it. More is going to be coming. Over the past 2 years, since we've been in government, we have done a lot of roads. I just want to come to the roads part first. A lot of roads. This year, it's going to be even more. Between ourselves at Public Works, local government ministry, as well as housing ministry.
The ministry has awarded 37 contracts for miscellaneous roadworks in regions 2, 5, and 6. Of that number, 17 are first-time contractors. In addition, 16 contractors have been awarded contracts for urban road development in regions 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. The National Media Conference and a Symposium, held in commemoration of World Press Freedom Day, was officially launched on Tuesday at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, with hundreds of media practitioners and journalists in attendance. Delivering the feature address at the opening ceremony, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali reaffirmed his government's position on freedom of the press. He also urged the media operatives to be responsible, fair, objective, and respectful of the rule of law. President Ali also responded to GPA President Nazim Ragabir's call for his administration not to use spyware. The president made it clear that his government has no intention of using modern technology, such as spyware, to monitor the activities of journalists or citizens. Meanwhile, government has partnered with the world-leading learning virtual platform, Coursera, to provide high-level training for journalists here and in the diaspora. Guyana's first ever Media and Communication Academy logo was unveiled by Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for public affairs, Kwame McCoy, during the event.
Through this collaboration, every single media practitioner at every level of the media spectrum here in Guyana and in the diaspora will have access on an annual basis to learning licenses paid for by the government of Guyana. Those licenses will allow you to pursue selections from among more than 2,000 world-class courses at various levels of certification from leading partner universities in the world, including Ivy League institutions.
Since the administration assumed the office, it has re-established and strengthened the communication and access channels between government and the media. The approach was facilitated through engagements with representatives of the fraternity. The Ministry of Education is contemplating extending the school term into the July-August holiday to facilitate a program to bring children up to speed with their usual syllabus after the ministry discovered many cases of learning loss among the nursery school level. Education Minister Priya Manek-Chan noted Tuesday morning after visiting several schools in Georgetown. She said facilities are physically ready to accommodate students. However, it is evident students have suffered learning loss due to the pandemic.
We really have to find, and I don't think people fully appreciate what 2 years of school closure has done. We have to find ways to make sure these children get exposed to the hours of education they need, that we have parents who are interested and the attitudes are right. We may have to work into July, August. How we do that would be dependent on who's willing to work and all of that. But, that's very worrying.
Minister Manek-Chan said the ministry will continue to monitor students' academic progress to make adjustments where necessary to ensure the learning process is smooth and efficient.
We've consolidated the curriculum to be able to make it have students get exposed a year before. So when we used to have 40 weeks of learning in any year, we've consolidated it into 20 weeks. So a teacher is expected to teach the 20 weeks of the year before, the grade before. So let's take a grade 4 student. The first 20 weeks of the school year should be exposure to the grade 3 work, and once they've gotten that and mastered that, we move into grade 4 work. I truly hope that's happening across levels. Now it requires us to monitor and implement, because those changes are absolutely necessary if we're not to be suffering from the effects of COVID 5 years from now. But what I have seen academically is worrying, and parents need to pay attention to what we're asking of them, so that they can make sure their children are benefiting from the kind of accelerated learning that we need at this stage.
Guyana is the country and I love it to the bone. The oil in the deep sea, all of that is we own. 6 races in the country, that and all is we own. Rice, sugar, bauxite, diamond and gold, all of that is we own. Hurricane, tsunami, that is now we own. Violence and races, that is now we own. Guyana is the country and we love it to the bone.
The 22nd Pushpanjali was held on May 5 at the Indian Arrival Monument Gardens in observance of the 184th anniversary of East Indian indentured laborers to Guyana. The event saw colorful and energetic performances by the Saraswati Dance Academy and the Kandiya Dance Troupe, among others.
And I know that it is love, a place much brighter than tomorrow. ज़माना क्या कहेगा, हा इन अदाओं का ज़माना भी है दीवाना, दीवाना क्या कहेगा।
Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips noted that East Indians, since arriving in Guyana 184 years ago, have made tremendous contributions to the country's development.
As we look at every aspect of our society, we can see landmark contributions from persons of Indian descent throughout our history in the areas of business, the arts, education, agriculture, and health sectors, our culture, our sports. The definition of who we are as a people and as a country cannot be made without the influence and the input of our Indian brothers and sisters.
The Prime Minister said the struggles of indentured labourers must be remembered and the lessons learned must be appreciated. He encouraged the continuity of traditions passing down to future generations. Over 7,000 households in Providence and the surrounding East Bank Demerara communities will soon benefit from the $130 million water distribution system that is underway in the area. On Wednesday, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell inspected works at the site in Providence. He said that the well will be fully functional in a month's time.
Physical drilling is complete, and now you have to do the other connection and for the transmission lines, etc. So for persons within especially Providence and the Peters Hall areas, they will be happy to know that we're hoping to complete within a month this new well, which will include the transmission lines and every other connection that goes with it.
The project is being executed by S. Jagmohan Construction and General Supplies Inc. The scope of works include drilling of a 638-meter well, construction of a pump house, installation of pipe discharge, and the installation of transmission main. In March, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali commissioned a $141 million well at Lusignan East Coast Demerara, benefiting some 22,000 residents of Lusignan and its surrounding communities. Since taking office in August 2020, government has invested more than $6.2 billion in the water sector. That's it for this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms. Goodbye.